Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of August the 6th through the 19th, 2024. This is a reading if you're a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, or have some other significant Scorpio placement that you're cross-watching. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do want to be notified about these videos. More about me and my work, and also with respect to other videos that appear on this channel with regard to my channeling practice, and also my daily live streams that I do on Instagram. I have all the information about that in the description box below. And we are going to look at this reading this week. We are doing a full horoscope spread, as always, using the Murray Hope's way of cartouche. What I'm going to do differently this week is I'm going to be clarifying it as usual with another deck, but I've been experimenting with using the Essential Oil Oracle because I'm finding that I get very interesting results with this. So I'm going to clarify with that this week, and our final Oracle card pull will be from the Black Moon Astrology cards. Okay, so let's begin your reading right away. We are just coming out of a really good new moon in Leo. We are moving into the Lionsgate period of August 8th, where Sirius and Orion is basically in line with the Sun and the Earth, as it is in this Leo period. And then also we are in a Mercury retrograde. So there's quite a bit going on actually in the month of August. But in spite of the Mercury retrograde, this does seem to be a good time to begin new things, begin new projects. There are some, but of course, with the retrograde, could be communication problems, there could be travel delays, electronics could give you a problem. There's all kinds of stuff that might be amiss in the face of the retrograde. So we need to be a little cautious with that. But if you have to sign contracts, which it's not advised that you do that till after the 27th of August. But if you do need to, then make sure that you read them over very, very carefully first, or have somebody read them for you. So that's kind of the general advice. Let's jump into your reading. Okay, now you've got Seth overall. So this suggests to me that there's been a lot of changes recently, maybe a lot of anxiety, maybe some obstacles, and they seem to be, I don't know if they're centered around a person or if there's a suggestion that you're going to be in need of support to try to overcome these obstacles, okay? So it seems like there's just something here. When it's showing up in the center, it suggests that while everything may more or less be fine, there may be the perception that it's not. And maybe that perception is being influenced by a particular relationship or is connected to a person in some way. You seem to be, you've got Sphinx in the first house, so I feel like you are keeping to yourself. You're keeping your own counsel. You're not saying things. Scorpio, as a sign, you tend to be a little bit more secretive. I mean, that's certainly one of the traits or the hallmarks of Scorpio. But it seems like you may be keeping more to yourself than usual these days. You may just be trying to figure things out, or you may be, just not to be inclined to reveal too much about yourself, maybe, or about what your plans are right now. Money may be an issue because you've got water. So, because water seems to indicate that money is coming in, but as it's coming in, it's kind of going out just as fast. So there may be, there may be some concern about, having enough money in your coffers when this comes up like this. It does seem like there's some kind of a new beginning for some of you. Some of you may actually have had a promotion on the job because we have Crook and Flail down in the 6th house, and we have Scarab over here. Now, this promotion, it may be an entirely new job. Like, you may be promoted to a new position, or it may be that you get a new job that is going to be somehow give you higher visibility, higher rank, higher pay, something like that. All of that looks possible here. But certainly there's a need for, or maybe there is, confidence with regard to your work and a chance to have a new beginning after something may have ended recently. Now, it seems like Urias is in the 4th house, which is the house of home and family. So you've got Urias here, and that usually means that something is not what it appears to be. And it's interesting that you have Sphinx here. So I don't know if there's something going on with a family situation, maybe something, but typically Urias comes up when something either looks worse than what it is, or it's just something is not what you think it is. Like, you may be looking at a particular situation one way, but you may not have all the facts. So I think Urias may suggest that something's going to be revealed that's going to be very unexpected here. with regard to a home or family situation. But I feel like if you've been having, if family has been a difficulty, that this is good news, because something perhaps that you think has been a problem, or this, again, this could be around a home too. Maybe something that you thought was going to be a big problem or an expensive problem or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, it just seems to be saying the unexpected is playing in here, and there may be something revealed that's going to take you by surprise. But it's not usually a negative thing. It's just simply pointing out that either the unexpected is at play, or that there's just something there that you're not seeing, that is and that you will see it. Okay, we have Bast here with the third house. This is the house of Mercury, and Bast has to do with this is communications. It has to do with short distance travel. It can also have to do with sibling relationships, and also with business, if you're self-employed, that kind of business particularly. This has to do with self-effort. Now, because Bast, I mentioned all of these because Bast is more of a general follow your intuition card. It also suggests sociability, and being it's in a house of communication, maybe you're going to be spending some time going to social events or to parties or something like that. There's definitely the idea of getting out and socializing with people. There is definitely the sense of give as you wish to receive with this. So if this does have to do with a family situation, maybe it's saying follow your intuition, but also, give as you expect to receive. I mean, there's definitely a strong sense of that here. So maybe if there's something that needs to be sorted out, this is basic. Bast is saying, kind of taking a gentler and a more friendly approach. But this is also the happiness card. So overall, this actually looks like there could be, I don't know if there's going to be a family reunion. I don't know if there's something like that going on, but Bast has this energy of celebration as far as I'm concerned, and happiness. So, but it does tell you to just be cautious in communications. That is always a thing. And again, to follow your instincts. If your instincts are telling you that something is off or not right, then definitely listen to those. Something about sports here, maybe, because you've got Sirius in the fifth house. This could also just be because this is a very physical type card, and it's showing up in the house of recreation and sports. So for some people, maybe somebody's watching the Olympics. Maybe they win. Who knows, right? I mean, I don't know. There's something here about physicality, though. I don't know if you've taken up a sport. Maybe that's the social thing. Maybe you've joined something. But this can also just indicate a physically attractive partner, because this is a love affair. Maybe there's somebody physically attractive and successful, because we have the winged disc here. So I don't know if this is somebody you've got your eye on recently, or somebody who you've gotten involved with, but whoever this person seems to be, there does seem to be somebody very physically attractive and very successful. Now, if you're already married, winged disc would indicate either a very successful partner, or it suggests the possibility that if your partner has been, or something about your marriage that you've had obstacles to overcome, and that could be a possibility with what we're seeing here. This is a good card to get, because it would say overcoming those obstacles and solving problems. You do have Lotus in your own house, which is the eighth house. I feel like there's been worry here. There's a lot of worry here, Scorpio. So I think it's telling you that you need to calm your mind. I feel like there's something here, especially with this in the center. I feel like there's something here that either you feel like, I don't know, maybe you feel like people are out to get you. Maybe you feel like family's out to get you. Or there's just a situation where you're not, I don't know, it just feels like you're thinking the worst of a situation, and it's basically saying it's not, the worst that you're imagining is not the case. And also that there's a peaceful continuity. If you are fearful that something's going to be ripped away, or that there's going to be a massive change, this seems to indicate peaceful continuity of something. We do have the Buckle of Isis over here in the ninth house. So this is interesting. This card, I'll be interested to see what the clarifier is with this one, but this is usually growth with the sacrifice. So this could be somebody making the effort to go back to school. This could be somebody who's paying to take a long trip. It can also be a separation. Maybe it's something that you're moving away from, because sometimes Buckle of Isis is separating from the collective or from a group. So, but I feel like nonetheless, whatever it is, there's some kind of sacrifice you're making that in order to expand your horizons in some way. So whether that's a long trip, whether this means you've had a spiritual awakening of some kind, whether it means that you are, what would be the other thing I was thinking of here, whether this has to do with higher education. There's something in here where there's some kind of an effort that's being put in that will be rewarded. We are seeing Ankh again. I feel like, I don't know if I got this for you last time, but I'm seeing Ankh here in the 5th house, which sometimes indicates love coming from somebody in the friend group. But it can also, just again, we've got Bast here, this could be that your friends are the place of your happiness and your support. This is definitely supportive of your goals and definitely tells you to go for anything that is, to follow your heart, really. To do what feels right to you in that way. So yeah, there seems to be a lot of love and support either coming from friends, whether that is romantic love or not. Ankh can indicate romantic love, but it depends. And fire here, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of emotions that you're not showing here. We've got Sphinx in the 1st house. This is very strong Mars energy. So you could be fired up, you could be inspired to do something, maybe you're not sharing, or maybe you're keeping back either a lot of anger or just very strong feelings about something. So yeah, let's clarify this and see what we have. I said we're experimenting with this deck. It went very interestingly for Libra, so let's see what it does. You have a lot of green cards. They had a lot of the gold ones. So let's see. All right, what do we got? Okay, so let's start at the beginning. With Sphinx, we have, again, this is the idea of you kind of being in retreat. The Douglas fir is, okay, so that's your card. Resolution is the keyword, and the trigger statement is the past haunts me. The true statement, in this moment I am free. Let yourself be the one to heal the wounds passed down from your ancestors. The release and growth begins with you. Okay. So whatever this is that you're hiding from people, whatever this is that has to do with identity or whatever you're holding back on, there seems to be some connection to family or ancestry here. So I don't know. Again, the fact that I'm seeing this difficulty overall, we have this one with the soothing oil card, and the keyword is soothe. The trigger statement is I need to fix this. The true statement is I'm willing to learn from this. Lift yourself above your life situation and observe as a witness. Understand that you are so much more than the story. Okay, so I feel like there's a situation here with I don't know if it has to do with a family relationship or something like that, where you feel like you need to be the one to fix it, or fix something that was done in the past. And this is saying that the way you want to go about it is to treat it as a learning experience. Because I feel like when it's saying it like that, it's just something that you may need to fix, but you may not be acknowledging the full context of maybe what went on there, or maybe what has broken down. Now, again, if this doesn't have to do with family, if it has to do with something else, there still could be some aspect of it that might be based on an ancestral pattern or on something that you're doing that is not, that is more something that's like an inherited behavior, from parents or family or something, and not necessarily just something that you want to make sure that whatever it is that you are integrating the past, you are taking it into account and recognizing perhaps what isn't part of you and what doesn't work anymore. And if mistakes were made, then just acknowledging that a mistake was made, rather than saying, somehow that you need to fix it to make you look good or to your benefit or something like that. A lot of times when there's a falling out of some kind, we may feel the need to be defensive. And I think it's saying don't be defensive, look at what can be learned from the situation. So again, I don't know specifically, there's a strong family tone to this, but it does not have to be specifically about family, but take it as it resonates. With water here in the 2nd house, you have, okay, and now we've got this changeable, and your trigger statement is what happens next, okay? This is adaptable, this must be an oil blend. And the key word here is liberated. Again, we have this idea of freedom. And it says, I am divinely connected is your true statement. It says, dear soul, remember that you never walk alone. Okay, so the idea here is, I don't know, maybe there's been a break in a financial arrangement, and maybe you're afraid of what's going to happen next. Maybe there's been a change. I don't know, for some of you, that's a change in job or a loss of job. Maybe you've taken something that resonates better with you, but doesn't make as much money. Maybe there's been a source of income from a person, a family member, a spouse, something like that, and maybe now that's not there anymore. But there's definitely a sense of, what comes next. So whatever's happening, it's like, even if you feel like you're on your own, you're not. Okay. Third house here with this Bastet card, we have basil oil, and our keyword is inspiration, and the trigger statement is, I'm tired of it all. The true statement is, I find strength in my purpose. Please rest and know that in the stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. Okay, so yeah, this does seem like there is, and I think with Bastet, there may be feeling like there's a need for a break. Maybe there's a need to get away or to do something, because it does seem like there's some kind of repeated pattern here. Interesting, again, that this shows up in the third house where Mercury retrograde is, because this is the place where we are able to make corrections. So this definitely seems like there's something that you're tired of, and but this is going to be a time to really just to kind of be still. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of noise and chatter and stuff going on, but I feel like you're being called to really look deeply into your intuition here, to find the answers that you may be looking for right now. There's a whole lot here around changes in perhaps your security or your financial stuff. I mean, again, let's look down at the fourth house here. Trigger statement here. This is the Lang Lang oil, and the trigger the keyword is awaken. And you have this with Urias, which is about waking you up to the truth of something you're not realizing. The trigger statement is, I don't know what to do. The true statement is, every moment is a new opportunity. Take time today to engage your senses and create. The tension that has been dividing your head and heart is leaving. Okay, so saying I don't know what to do, I don't know. I feel like there's something here. It's connected to home and family in some way. It may not even be, I mean, it could be that it's not you specifically. Maybe you're worried about a parent, or maybe you're worried about somebody else in your family. But maybe there's a situation here, and I feel like there could be a financial bent to it where you don't know what to do. There could be some communications where you feel like you've been going round and round. But again, with all these cards, there definitely seems to be like this is something that's shifting and changing. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity for everything to go well. But it is definitely saying to you that you want to free yourself of past influences, but also make sure that you're bringing in the lessons of the past here. With Sirius here, we have the Spikenard oil card, and your keyword is faith. Okay. The trigger statement is, why does this always happen to me? The true statement is, I'm at peace. Know that everything will work out as it needs to, and hold the space of gratitude as you watch miracles unfold. Okay. So I don't know. This could indicate then in the fifth house. Remember, I was saying there's a strong physicality to this. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. This could be. So I don't know. This could be a situation where, because Sirius can also indicate things that have to be endured. So this could be a situation where we feel like we're being put through our paces with a relationship of some kind. Maybe we feel that we are not lucky in some way. But basically it's saying, Sirius is saying, you take a broader way of thinking about something, and this may be saying that you have a situation where you need to just hold space and see what's going to happen. Like, don't, again, there's this whole idea of being tired. You don't necessarily want to feel that way. You want to, there's a lot here that seems to be expanding your thinking, or the opportunity for you to look at something differently or think about something differently. So those of you who are looking for love, it could be that a difficult situation, maybe one where you're tired, maybe you're putting the work in here, but you just keep feeling like, oh, it's not really working out, it's not going anywhere. Basically, it's saying just, kind of almost be calm and see where this is going to lead. If this is not about a love affair, if you're not looking for love, then this can apply to a child or a situation with a child. It can also apply to a creative project of some kind that you're working on. If there has been, either way, I feel like there's been some rough with the smooth that you have to take here with Sirius. I've often found that the Lionsgate energy can stir things up because it's trying to push us to transform. So maybe this is the area where it's going to be. It's the house of Leo, so this is your recognition. It's love affairs, children, like I said, recreation and sport, but also the creativity, anything you're doing creatively. Okay, so 6th house. With Crook and Flail, where I was seeing a potential promotion here, we have the topical oil card. And the keyword is harmony. The trigger statement can be I'm boiling over. The true statement is I allow myself to feel. Give yourself space to decompress and take time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Allow emotions to surface and release. So this may have a little bit more to do with health. It may be saying that you may be in a situation where maybe you've been under a lot of stress, maybe you're tired, and you might need some space to take care of yourself. This might also can indicate self-discipline, good health habits, trying to pay attention to that. Sometimes there's an authority figure that's brought in, so maybe someone who's either an expert in diet, nutrition, or a doctor or something like that that might be able to help you with any place where perhaps you're feeling that you're not in harmony, maybe even a therapist, who knows. But you basically it's saying allow yourself to feel, give yourself time to decompress. Some of you may be burning the candle at both ends and working a lot. And so the implication here is that, that there's a balance here to be achieved. But again, with Crook and Flail, there's definitely a reason for confidence. And I do think for some of you still that there is going to be some kind of work promotion of some kind. Maybe there might be a concern there, though, that maybe you're taking too much on. Okay, so with the wing disc, we have the monthly oil. We know what that's about, right? The key word here is receptivity. The trigger statement is I am guarded. The true statement is my heart is open. This is a time for you to receive new information. Open your heart to receive it. Okay, so this seems like this is going to be a relationship. It could be an issue with a specific relationship, or this could have to do with a partner who's very successful, but it seems like whatever it is, you need to be receptive and open. Like this is going to be your way to success here. And whatever this situation is, I think it's very natural for us to feel guarded in certain situations, especially if we've been hurt before. But this is definitely suggesting it's time to overcome that. And again, if that's the relationship we're talking about in the middle, I don't know. For some of you, it'll be a family relationship. For some of you, it'll have to do with love. But whatever this is, it's definitely telling you in the relationship front to be open. Okay. Now, under the 8th house, your own energy of Scorpio, you have Melissa oil. That's the card that is here with the lotus, which again, we had this idea of needing to calm the mind. The key word is purpose. And the trigger statement, what's the point of it all? The true statement is I'm special. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use your connection with the divine to share them. Okay, so yeah, there's a strong feeling of worry. Maybe you feel there's mistakes that you've made. There definitely seems to be something with a family home situation that you're waking up to. There is, and there may be some situations where you're still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But what is the point of it all? I feel like when it's showing up here, it may be that you have been on a path or maybe you've been working towards something, and there's a feeling here that like, okay, is this really going to get to where I want to go? And again, this could have to do with a job, this could have to do with a relationship, could have to do with a lot of things. I'm saying relationship because there's this twins element here in the middle, but it's definitely saying that even if you feel like perhaps you're underappreciated or you feel like maybe you're not succeeding at something, definitely there is something here that a talent or a unique gift that you are going to be able to express. With Buckle of Isis in the 9th, we have coriander oil, and the key word words are honoring self. The trigger statement is, this is the way it's always been done. The true statement is, I create my way. You already fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. Whoa, and you have it with the Buckle of Isis here. So yeah, there's some situation here. Okay, and this has to do with freedom. It has to do with independence. It has to do with expanding your horizons. Again, Jupiter, what has to do with education, spirituality, travel. There's something here where you may be sticking very strongly to tradition, and this is telling you it's time to think about outside the box. The sacrifices you make will be rewarded. It's time to break away. There's a lot here about breaking away from old traditional ways of thinking. And, or even if you're not getting rid of traditional ways of thinking, even if that's not an issue for you, it's definitely also about taking the road less traveled. And I think that's what it's kind of pushing you towards, Scorpio, to doing something different. Whether this involves physically traveling or whether it's just simply expanding your horizons in another way, it is telling you that it's going to be worth it. With the Scarab card, we have Roman chamomile. The key word here is destiny. Wow. And that is showing up in the house. Well, this is more the house of destiny, but this is still about your legacy. The trigger statement is I'm lost. The true statement is I do what I love. There's a path waiting just for you. Open your heart and mind so you can use it on your journey of fulfillment. Okay, so Scarab, new beginnings here in terms of a job, or if you don't work for if you're retired or whatever this is on the path to legacy. There's some change that's coming up, and whatever this change is, the fact that we have destiny as the keyword suggests to me that this is something, it's just something that's been coming. It's something that's the right time. You might feel lost. I mean, I'm definitely seeing a sense here that there may be some concerns about the change that you've made, whether it's the right change or not. But whatever this is, it does seem like there's an opportunity here to do what you love. Maybe you have made that change and thought, oh, well, was this the right thing to do? And this would be saying, yeah, definitely was. Whatever's happening right now, whatever changes you've made where you may be kind of in doubt, maybe because it is new, you feel lost. Maybe you feel like it's like, okay, I don't quite know how to do this yet. And that's fine, because when something's new, we still have to figure it out. Of course, we don't always like to just know what we're doing walking in, but sometimes, yeah, this could be something very new and a chance to do something that you will really love. So let's look at this Ankh in the 11th house. You have it with the comforting card. Okay, the keyword is consolation. The trigger statement is I cannot go on. The true statement is my heart is light. Please hold space for feelings you have. Honor them and be with them. Your burden will be lightened. Okay, so showing up in the 11th house, yeah, whatever it is that maybe has been oppressing you or that you've been grieved about. I don't know if some people have lost somebody recently. That is possible, that some people may be feeling that way. Does not have to be the case. But it does seem like, or maybe there has been something. It could be a friendship, it could be a job, it could be something that maybe you lost or left and that maybe you feel like you need to be comforted. Maybe some people have lost their job and it may be saying, okay, there is something new here coming in that's going to be more fulfilling. But yeah, it seems like your friends are going to be a source of consolation here in whatever's going on, and that there's an opportunity there to, there's a whole lot here about honoring your feelings. I know you tend to keep your feelings in. Scorpio is known for having very deep feelings, but not ones that they necessarily show on the surface. So there's definitely a sense, however you want to manage it, whether you do it secretly or above board, there definitely seems to be a need to have an outlet for your feelings. And it does seem like there may be some support in your friend network here. And I feel like there's maybe an opportunity here to lighten the load for yourself. Okay, so with this fire card in the 12th house, we have spearmint oil. And the keyword is conviction. And conviction not in the sense of being sentenced to something, but more in the sense of you have a conviction. The trigger statement is no one listens to me. The true statement is my voice is heard. Stand strong and communicate your message. The world is ready to receive what you have to share. Okay, so having it show up there in the 12th house, yeah, I feel like there's a lot, there's a deep fire burning there, Scorpio, and maybe there's something that you've either wanted to talk about, get on the table, and it's connected to some relationship. And again, it's going to be different for everyone. I don't know if this is a family relationship. I don't know if this is a partner relationship or this has to do with a friendship. But there's something here maybe where you don't feel, where you have very, very strong convictions and maybe you feel you can't share them with people. But again, there's this idea that there's a whole lot here about finding a way to communicate what it is. And it's basically pointing to, first of all, not assuming the worst in a situation. But second of all, it seems like you are being moved more towards something that's very authentic for you, and it's time for you to allow yourself to be comforted on whatever losses there are. And again, if this, whatever relationship this is that has been, this could be somebody, this could be saying open your heart, because maybe there's somebody who's going to help you overcome your problems and obstacles. If somebody has actually been a problem, then what it's saying is you want to open your heart to people. Okay. And yeah, that there's something that you want to learn from. But the way to learn is not to cut yourself off. I feel like there's an acknowledgement of emotions maybe that's not been going on here. And again, there could be elements that are connected to a work situation. There's some that could be having to do with love, or most prominently, it does seem like this could have to do with finances. Definitely seem to be involved, but there's definitely this could, like I said, this could be home and family. This could be your work. There's kind of it seems like whatever this is, it's kind of touching on all elements here. So take that as it resonates. Let's pull a astrology card to see what the oh, here we go. And once again, it gave me 2. Okay, you have Pluto, which is the card of transformation, and you have the Cancer card, okay, which is about feelings. Isn't there all a lot in here about feelings and about acknowledging feelings? Okay, so Pluto is coming in. This is part of what's going on here. There's a deep dive here. Pluto, depending on where Pluto is in your chart, might be good to check where it is. But there's your natal Pluto and where Pluto might be transiting right now. Pluto's in Aquarius, so wherever that is for you in your chart, that's going to be the area where this is highlighted the most. But this is literally like stuff in shadow is now coming out, and there are feelings that have to be acknowledged. Again, I kept saying family. This is a very strong card of the mother and the family, with you have Cancer energy. So this could just have to do with your feelings, but I feel like even if there's not any kind of direct conflict with the family, there could be just past situations or maybe things that you had learned or that happened in the past that may be affecting the present. So take it as it resonates, but that's clearly what's going on for you here, Scorpio. I mean, there are certain feelings that you have buried that now it's time to confront them, because it seems to be touching on different situations and different choices that you're making in life. It may be making you look at people much more suspiciously. It seems like there's concerns about changes around job and around, and around money and things like that. And there could even be some, the relationship stuff I would say overall looks good, but it seems like there could have been some challenges there as well. I generally get the feeling that the way the world looks to you, it's not as bad as what it looks like. But the reason it looks bad is because you have all of these buried feelings. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I've got for you for this period of time. Do remember that retrograde is a time for looking back and correcting things. So all of this is entirely appropriate to the time period. Don't be discouraged from starting something new. That is definitely suggesting that. But as we're starting something new, we're also doing the past cleanup. So thank you so much for watching. If you did like this reading, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos and you haven't subscribed already. Have a great August, and we will see you later in the month.